Today we're going to be looking at the Olight H2R Nova, the LED super bright headlamp slash flashlight that has magnetic charging, a very powerful 18650, and some other nifty features. So let's get right into it. To get started, the H2R Nova has a very bright LED. I mean, 2300 lumens burst is just unbelievable. It really lights up everything you could possibly want in a headlamp. I mean, it's just unbelievably bright. Now, here are the runtimes for the specific brightnesses. The 2300 doesn't last. It's a turbo mode, so what that means is it runs at that until it ramps down to about 750 lumens for the cool white or 700 lumens for the soft white. The nice thing about it is, you know, really when you run turbo, you're really not going to need it super bright for that long a time, because let's face it, it's gonna, if you're outside at night, it could really mess with your eyes depending on if you're indoors or outdoors. The high mode is 600 lumens, which is still nothing to shake a stick at. 2.5 hours runtime, and I got around two and a half hours out of it, so they're not lying with the, you know, specific runtime. 150 lumens for medium for 10 hours and 30 lumens for 50 hours. It does have a Moonlight Mode that says 45 days, and I'm not going to test it for 45 days, but I believe them. So to give you an idea, this is a 18650, so you can see the actual size of the H2R. It is a very small flashlight, and it's very well designed. I like the look of it. This is the clip, and it comes off. It's pretty hard to remove, but it's nice that it is removable. I don't like having these on. I don't like having the clips on, but it's nice to have in case you want to clip it on your shirt or in your pocket or something like that. I do kind of wish you could clip it on backwards. Now, that seems kind of weird, but I wish you could clip it on backwards so that it would hang this way instead of this way. But that is just a minor complaint. The user interface of the H2R Nova is very simple. It's memory. It has memory, so it remembers the last state it was on before. So right there, that was turbo, and it will remember the turbo mode, which is nice. I do know some flashlights do not remember the turbo. So one button on, one button off. To enter into Moonlight Mode, you just hold it down and it'll go into Moonlight. And you can just turn it off, but it will also remember Moonlight. Some flashlights don't do that. I like that it does that. It will stay in Moonlight Mode. To switch the modes, you just hold the button down and it will increase and just basically do a loop. So it always goes higher, 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 and that's it. So very cool. I like that it has memory. I like that it's extremely easy to use. Some flashlights, man, they get really crazy with the user interface, and you got to remember double taps, triple taps. I think, let's see, the SOS mode is triple tap? Yeah, so triple tap to get into SOS mode. And it does not remember SOS mode, so you don't have to worry about putting it in SOS mode and then having it go right back into it. Unique feature of the H2R Nova is the magnetic charging. This is a little controversial. I don't know how I feel about it, but let's just say that on the manual it does say, warning, there is a short circuit. You can short circuit this. And let me show you how. So the way this works is there's a magnetic base with a button in the middle. It's similar to the MagSafe of Max, in that on the bottom of the flashlight you can see there is a magnetic part that the charger hooks to, and it's really powerful. The magnet just pulls it right in, boom, starts charging it, and there you go, you're off. The light turns green when it's ready and red when it's charging. Now, the only issue I have with this is if you were to use the bottom of this to stick it to something, let's say you were working on a car and you stuck it to the bottom of the car, you can actually short circuit this. The design I like that they were going with something clever, but at the same time, I feel like there should be a cap or something, you know, something you could slide over here. It wouldn't be as smooth, you know, it wouldn't be as slick to be able to just boom, pop your charger on and be good to go. But I feel like the fact that there isn't a diode here to prevent charging to come out of this, you know, that's, I don't know, I'm conflicted. So that's one of the negatives that I have of this flashlight. There aren't a lot of negatives, but that's one of them. Now, from what I understand, Olight will be releasing a different cap. At least that's what I read online, that has this a little bit more recessed so that it doesn't pose as much of a short circuit risk. But I feel like that should have been, you know, fixed from the get-go. So this is just the basic overview, and let's dive into the head strap part and some outdoor video. The head strap system of the H2R is really nice. So it fits comfortably, and it actually uses a magnet to self-align, so it can hold it without putting the strap in, and then you basically just put this rubber strap on, and that holds it in. And that also gives the resistance to let you set where the light is going to shine. So you can use that to shine up or down. And it is a little off center, but in my testing it doesn't really matter. There is some heft to it compared to other headlamps. I have some AAA headlamps, some AA headlamps, and this definitely is the bulkiest one that I have. However, the output and the runtime is much better with an 18650. So you really need to make the, you know, answer the question, do you want a heavy headlamp that has a lot of runtime, very bright, and is going to last a long time? Or do you need something very lightweight and something a little less bulky, depending on what you're doing? If you're hiking, I know if I'm working on the car, I want something that's very lightweight. And this thing I would probably bash on everything. So this isn't the headlamp for what I would use it for, but it might be for what you use it for. This is the Black Diamond headlamp. This is a AA headlamp. This is the Olight on low. Medium. And turbo. Low, medium, turbo, okay, so my example shots weren't the best. Now, living in Houston, it is really hard to find a place that's like absolutely pitch black without going into a sketchy area. The H2R Nova pretty much blows away all the headlamps that I own, AA, AAA, even some of the rechargeable ones. And, you know, I couldn't really capture it on video the best, you know, the way I wanted to, but it really is the most powerful flashlight that I own. And it's really up there with even the 18650 flashlight that I have that's quite powerful, in the fact that the form factor, I mean, it's just so much smaller than my big honkin', it's almost like a mag light size. So what I really like about this is it's not only a headlamp, but it's a perfect pocket flashlight. It does double duty, no problem. The recharging's a little bit, but you know, I think with the redesigned tail cap, supposedly that's going to be coming out, I think it's going to be great. Now at the time of the video, I think it's $90. It's very expensive. This is a very expensive flashlight. But if you need the top of the line, the highest output for a headlamp, I think you could do a lot worse. I think this is a really great headlamp, and I think it's a really good pocket flashlight too. Overall, I think it's worth it. I think You know, if you're not comfortable with the tail cap, a piece of electrical tape over it will solve the issue. You know, if you're using the magnet to stick it to things, just put a piece of electrical tape or something over it so you don't have to worry about it shorting. But other than that, you know, negative, I think this is a great flashlight. I think it's priced right. It's a little high, but you know, you get the 18650 battery, you get the charger, you get the head strap. I mean, I think it's a great flashlight. So this was my review of the Olight H2R Nova, and thanks for watching.